The Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Papua New Guinea is the most exotic country in the world, and there is no place in PNG which is richer in colour and culture than the Sepik. It is a land of philosophers and warriors. It is a country made up of rivers and forests, crocodiles and birds of paradise, and it's a place of honour and duty and tradition. And it was here, in Kaurau village, on the banks of the Murik Lakes in the heart of the Sepik, that Micheal Somare began his life's journey. He was the son of a police sergeant, but much more significantly the son of a man who was in an ancient chiefly lineage. And as remarkable as Somare's public career was, equally as important to him throughout his life was being chief to this village and this community, the local custodian of culture, tradition and law. Somare was a teacher, he was a radio announcer, he was a public servant, and then he became a union leader. He established the Pengu Party. And in 1968 was in that first group of Papua New Guineans to be elected to the territory's new House of Assembly. With the election of Whitlam came self-government to PNG, and Somare became the first and only Chief Minister of the territory. And then on the 16th of September in 1975, Micheal Somare, Papa Balong country, father of the nation, became PNG's first Prime Minister. On Independence Day, he said, "Now we must stand on our own 2 feet. We are indeed now masters of our own destiny." And when you look at the videos of the time, you see a Prime Minister still in his 30s, radiating all the vitality and confidence befitting a new and young and hopeful nation. In March of 1980, he lost a vote of no confidence, and Julius Chan became the second Prime Minister of PNG. There were those around him at the time who argued that he should hang on to power, that he should declare a state of emergency. It would have been a path that had been well worn by other leaders in other new countries. But Somare believed that democracy and the Constitution were more important to the future of PNG than his own career. And so he genuinely chose a road less travelled. And in relinquishing power, this might actually be Micheal Somare's greatest moment, because for all its faults and frustrations, PNG today is a vibrant democracy, and that's so important for Papua New Guinea. It's also really important for us. And so in this act it can be said that Somare is not only the father of independence, but he truly is the father of PNG's democracy. I first visited PNG in 1984 at the age of 16 during Somare's second term as Prime Minister. I was there in 2003 at the beginning of his third term and met him for the first time in 2010 when he was still the Prime Minister. Indeed, in the 46 years of PNG's existence, Somare has been the Prime Minister for 17 of them, and this is all the more incredible given the fluidity of PNG politics. There's a lot of political parties in PNG, and they come and they go. And Somare's record is a testament to his extraordinary personal authority, and it really is hard to comprehend the magnitude of his achievement if seen only in the context of an institutionalised two-party system like our own. You can't do what Somare did without being warm and personable. I was speaking with Sean Dorney last week, the renowned ABC journalist, who said to me that Micheal was always so perfectly charming and friendly and courteous to Sean, even when he was deporting him. And I had my own taste of the Somare warmth when I first met him in 2010. As the father of the nation, Somare adorns the 50 kina note. And it occurred to me I'd never met anyone before who was on a banknote, and so I really wanted him to sign one for me. But it turns out that defacing currency is a felony in PNG, just as it is here in Australia. And so I was a little worried I was going to get our relationship off on the wrong foot if my first request of the Prime Minister was in fact for him to commit a crime. It turns out he had no qualms about that at all. In fact, his only concern was when I produced the 50 kina note, he thought it was nowhere near crisp enough for his liking. The following day, I was in a meeting with his son, Arthur, who was also a minister in his government. And at the end of the meeting, Arthur said to me that the Prime Minister wanted me to have a gift, and he unrolled a mint sheet of uncut 50 kina notes, which were therefore not currency and were perfectly legally signed by the Grand Chief in 4 different places. Warm and generous to a T. It is so important that we are acknowledging Micheal Somare here today and in this place, because in the history of the greater Australian jurisdiction there have only been 2 figures who have led their people to independence: Hamida Robert of Nauru and Micheal Somare of Papua New Guinea. And so whilst Somare stands alone as the father of his nation, he also holds a completely unique position in the history of our own. Greatness, in truth, is bestowed on but a rare few. Sir Micheal Somare, the Grand Chief, Papa Belong Country, is most certainly one of them.
As a mark of respect to the memory of Grand Chief Sir Micheal Thomas Somare, I ask all present to rise in their places. I thank the House.